Breaking. The U.S. government could grind to a halt in just weeks, and the battle lines are drawn. Last Friday, the Republican-led House approved a brief funding patch that keeps federal operations afloat only until November 21st. But here's where it gets controversial. This measure is almost certain to be rejected by Senate Democrats, setting the stage for a possible shutdown at month's end. In a narrow 217 to 212 vote, the GOP plan, a so-called continuing resolution or CR, cleared the House. One Democrat, Representative Jared Golden of Maine, broke ranks to back the bill, while two Republicans, Representative Tim Burchett, TN, and Victoria Spartz, Indiana, joined the Democratic chorus in opposition. Every other Democrat opposed the legislation, arguing it locks in spending cuts that Republicans championed earlier this year. Next stop, the Senate, where Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, DNY, and fellow Democrats have already promised a swift defeat. They've even put forward their own CR, funding the government only through October 31st, but with a slew of Democratic priorities attached. Both versions will likely crash on the Senate floor, because overcoming a filibuster requires 60 votes. And neither side has that kind of bipartisan support. To understand the stakes, picture this. If Congress can't pass an identical CR in both chambers and get the president's signature before October 1st, the start of the new fiscal year, non-essential federal services will close, and many employees, including active duty military, could go unpaid. Essential operations, think Border Patrol, the Postal Service, Social Security, would soldier on. But the disruption and political fallout could be severe. So, what's in each plan? The House's clean CR does one thing. It extends current funding levels with zero policy changes. It's short, simple, and Republicans insist, keeps the government open while they hash out a detailed, long-term budget. The Senate Democratic alternative, by contrast, is packed with policy riders. It would permanently extend Affordable Care Act subsidies set to expire at year's end, shielding millions from rising premiums. Reverse Medicaid cuts imposed by former President Trump's 2017 tax overhaul. Unlock frozen foreign aid that the White House withheld through so-called pocket rescissions. Restore funding for public broadcasting, which faced severe cuts. Democrats have a different option, Schumer told reporters. We address the crises Americans face in healthcare, in Medicaid, in inflation, and in higher costs. He charged that former President Trump has barred House Speaker Mike Johnson, RLA, and Senate Majority Leader John Thune, RSD, from negotiating with Democrats. When Trump says don't negotiate, they don't, and then they make up 20 excuses. Speaker Johnson, however, maintains the GOP CR is truly clean. On Fox News, he argued that Senate Democrats' bill is loaded with partisan wish lists and poison pills. He said Republicans simply need a few more weeks to finalize a solid, long-term agreement. And this is the part most people miss. Security for lawmakers was tacked onto the House CR in response to the attempted assassination of conservative commentator Charlie Kirk. The bill adds $58 million for executive and judicial branch protection and $30 million for enhanced security measures for members of Congress, everything from mutual aid reimbursements to the latest surveillance technology. Bipartisan appropriators are already negotiating additional security funds in their 2026 spending bills. As Johnson puts it, we're constantly improving our protocols to keep everyone, from judges to janitors, safe and able to do their jobs. Both chambers are due to recess next week for Rosh Hashanah, but House GOP leaders may cancel their return days on September 29th and 30th to ramp up pressure on Senate Democrats to accept the clean CR. And here's where you come in. Do you side with the GOP's simple stopgap, Or do you think Democrats' policy-driven approach is the only way to tackle urgent issues like healthcare and foreign aid? Is it fair to force a shutdown showdown to get a comprehensive budget? Or is this political brinkmanship gone too far? Share your thoughts. Agree, disagree, or add a controversial twist of your own. Our democracy depends on debate.